We'll start the show in just a minute, but first, a word from our premier brand sponsor, Got2Go, and co-sponsors Guest Ranger and Good Neighbor Tech.
Got2Go's founder, Steve Schwab, has been quoted as saying, "You can only be a local in one place." This simple yet profound statement is the basis of Got2Go's franchise model, which allows locally owned vacation rental management companies the ability to compete at a national level by leveraging the systems, software, and support, the buying power of a much larger organization.
As a Got2Go franchisee, you have the freedom to run your business with the support of a community of like-minded professionals while leveraging the economies of scale and buying power to increase profitability and reduce operating costs.
Guest Ranger is the premier guest screening and chargeback protection solution. Leveraging AI, their tool effectively detects fraudulent activity, fake IDs, and underage guests, while also performing comprehensive dynamic background checks. With Guest Ranger, businesses can rest assured that their customers are safe and secure.
Good Neighbor Tech allows you to manage your properties remotely and intelligently, protecting your owners and your guests. Their smart Wi-Fi locks allow you to provide temporary access to home and garage from anywhere and keep track of when guests and service providers are in the property. Good Neighbor Tech provides the ability for you to collect email addresses from all guests staying in a property, not just the one who booked the reservation. Every guest who connects to the internet will see your branded welcome page and be prompted to provide their email address in order to connect to the Wi-Fi.
Visit Got2Go.com/franchise, GuestRanger.com, and GoodNeighborTech.com for more information.
Welcome to Alex and Annie, the Real Women of Vacation Rentals. I'm Alex.
And I'm Annie.
And we're here today with several very special guests. We have Russ and Craig and Stephanie from Got2Go. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Thanks for having us. Happy to be here.
Hey.
So we also have somebody else. And if you're not watching on YouTube, we suggest you go over there because right now he very, very appropriately, he spoiled the surprise. It said mystery guest.
Again.
It said mystery
Two
guest.
in a row.
We have as the mystery guest has now been revealed that we have Jim Barsch, who has just recently joined Got2Go as Chief Business Officer. Congratulations and welcome, Jim.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited to be part of the team.
We are too. We're stoked. We've been chomping at the bit for like last month to roll this out. So we're super excited.
I'm just impressed that you were able to convince him to work with you. So I really want to know, what did you promise him or what did you tell him to get him to come work with you guys?
It's not a whole lot of faith in that, Manny.
Really the reverse. What he promised us.
I just know Russ and Craig. I'm just curious.
Why do you think he's in Mexico?
Oh, gosh. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. So, Jim, why don't you tell us a little bit about you and why you're joining or what you're going to be doing with Got2Go?
Yeah, you bet. So I have been around the vacation and rental travel industry now for over 30 years, from you name it to you name it. I've kind of been there and been exposed. Most recently, or really for the past number of years, I've been on the technical side with channel management, working a lot with both the property managers as well as a lot of different distribution channels. And I met the Got2Go folks about 2 years ago when things were very much in the early stage of discussion and getting going. And I was very impressed with where their thinking was at, where they were going with the company. And then over the past couple of years, I've seen it grow and get to the point where it is. So you take an awesome team, some smart people, a great idea, a little bit of a different model, which I think will bring a lot to the vacation rental industry and be something that the various property managers will really embrace. So I love new, love a challenge, love making things better and great. So it was kind of a no-brainer to me.
That's awesome. They do have a great concept, and like them getting you is just a huge win.
Yeah,
and at the end of the day, it was the bobblehead that
bobblehead
Craig has
you.
to show off. Who else gets to have their own bobblehead?
Really? I mean, that's
the official welcome to the team, and that's Jim's bobblehead.
I love it.
It looks just like uncanny.
Brilliant.
Uncanny.
See, we have our Australian team back there, so we remember, when we're not working daily with everybody face to face, we get to look at the bobbleheads.
Nice.
Yeah, I love that. And we'll have to take a picture of it to use for our cover artwork of this episode. We had, just like we did the last time you guys came on. So for anybody who didn't hear the first episode, we had Got2Go on the show back, I think it was our episode 3. You guys were on very, very early, and we had you on that episode because this was right before the women's conference in November of 2021. And we were going to be, you were going to the women's conference. We were hosting your session about what Got2Go was and how it was going to be different as an OTA, and appropriately wearing my "We Are Not Airbnb" t-shirt that we've actually moderated another panel that you were on recently this past summer at DARM, speaking about the same topic. And I think that's kind of what drew Annie and I to your story, was that you are trying to build a remarkable OTA that is friendly to hosts, friendly to property managers, mostly to property managers. I mean, both sides, but you wanted to build something because of your background in hospitality and as property owners, that something that was different than all the problems we had with Airbnb. So with that being said, can you give us just a little bit of a background on where you've come so far and where you're at now?
So, the original story started over 14 years ago. I was trying to find a way to help friends in Myrtle Beach have a better avenue than Craigslist to rent their vacation rentals out, because some years they'd have great years, some years they were terrible. So I started thinking of a concept, and I was like, also wanted to help people that I was from the timeshare industry, that they, always presented big rentals for their timeshare owners to make money on, and there was never an avenue to do that. So the idea morphed from there to where we are today. I'll kind of skip 14 years of stuff, but we're super excited about having Jim come aboard. We've been building doing the tech for 3 years. We've added Jim and NextPacks were our first add-on, and then we added. We added Red Awning next, and then we just are finishing up with HostAway. We just got our certification with them. So, that's a huge part. And the next part that we really, one of the main things we wanted to add was a membership model, so that we don't have to charge PMs, don't have to charge hosts, and we're putting the fees on the actual customer. And we also wanted to have it less expensive for the customer, so that they would book more vacations, so that we can get more bookings for everybody out there, including myself, because I have 5, short-term rentals, and that's, I thought that was missing, and it was so expensive, and there were so many hands in the fire to, get money in such a small amount of a percentage of business, that we really felt that I felt that we needed something that would drive people to actually want a vacation more. And when you cut out $500, $1,000, $2,000 in service fees, that's more vacation opportunity for people to go on vacation. And that's what the membership model is going to bring for that. And that's what we're driving for. And we just finished it up, and we'll be rolling it out here in the next few days on our platform. And it's going to be great. Not only that, we only charge 10% to the guest. So hosts, PMs, they pay nothing, and our guests only pay 10%. If they choose the membership model, they're going to save thousands.
Wow. And I remember when you first explained this to us, it's kind of like if you're on Spirit Airlines website, right? When you check out, you have that option that if you buy into the $9 fare club, you're going to continuously save in the future, or if not, you're paying a higher price. It's really smart. I think, nobody has really mastered that within vacation rentals from the membership side. So it's exciting to see you bring your history within timeshare vacation club knowledge to this, and then the marketing side is really cool.
And we're able to do that because we're self-funded. That's why I said I thought of the idea 14 years ago, and we started building it a little over 3, because I wanted to make sure we had enough money to build it the way we wanted it, the way our team wanted it, and that way that all of our team can have a bigger piece of the pie when we grow to to the big boys and girls. So it gives us the opportunity not to have such a high markup, and to save host money and to save our clients, our guests money, because we are self-funded. So it's a great opportunity for everybody.
So you've done a bunch of integrations. You were just mentioning your most recent ones. Where are you at in terms of the amount of inventory that you have on the platform?
Right now we're right around 20,000, and now that we're adding Hostway and gym, and that's one of the big things of bringing gym aboard is to start really ramping up the properties. And now that we have our membership model, our contract is different, so we weren't aggressively going after all the properties because we wanted that model in there, didn't want to have to change everything. So we got everything working great. Our site is beautiful, fast. We even have our event tickets on there for folks. Our members will also get a massive discount on Super Bowl tickets to any concert, small concerts, big concerts. So we have a huge amount of inventory on there, and it's a discounted rate. So they'll save anywhere between 10 and 20% on that as well. So now that we have the membership model and bring a gym aboard, we're really going after the properties and really building that out fast from here on out. And then our advertising campaign is going to kick off in July hard.
Excellent. Excellent. So, Jim, what do you see as the biggest opportunity for them right now? I mean, how do they grow? You've been with major enterprise level channel management softwares in the past. Where do they go to now get more inventory and just grow that exposure?
Well, I think you name it right there. It's the exposure and the model, which is a little bit different from anybody else, which is out there. There are, a lot of small property managers out there, some very large ones, and it's somewhat difficult to always communicate what is the value of working with that channel, what is the model, how easy is it going to be to work with. Fortunately, I've been doing this for quite a few years with a lot of folks, so I think being able to reach out, talk to the property managers, whether it's a small or it's a very large one, help bring that forward is a big part of it. And then on the partnership with a number of the other companies out there, whether the technology, whether it's some of the affiliated or related companies to the industry, it's really building those relationships, partnerships, bringing in the additional inventory, building the awareness of out there of who and what we are. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a number of different approaches to it.
Well, you definitely have the connections, and you know where to go digging. So that's not going to be an issue. So is this something, I guess, to Russ and Craig, this question would kind of go to you. Are you guys going to be hiring up a lot of staff to do this? Or are you depending on Jim to be the one man like whirlwind that he is? Like, how are you approaching this?
We were tossing around Jim's title, and the first one that came to mind, I was like,
mystery guest is clearly the right one.
Mystery guest is winner, yes.
I was like, I think his title should be Chief Rolodex Officer.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And then we decided on Chief Business Officer, but no. Jim's going to really give us that presence, and obviously all his connections and everything like that. And we are staffing up. We're actually hiring 3 engineers right now. We're in the middle of doing interviews right now. We just had one yesterday, so we're growing. It's rapid growth from here now that we really have everything in our real core and everything that we want rolling.
Yeah, that's so exciting. And now I think from the last time that we've spoken to you, it sounds like the financial model has changed. So it's 10% that just the guest pays now. I think previously it was the property management company was paying that. Has that changed?
Yes, it has.
Was there a fundamental reason for doing that, or like you just decided that was going to be the way to grow?
Yeah. So. The easiest way for the membership option to work with the way the payments are processed is to eliminate the problem where the merchant of record is with the property manager, but they still get their funds immediately. So we handle all of the front end of that, and before we had to wait to get our commissions back from the property managers, but now we can push through zero cost pricing to the property managers. We collect everything up front. We're able to give that membership discount, and then the property managers get those funds right away at check-in, or at time of booking or check-in, whatever they choose. But that's the best part about it is. That's why it's changed a little bit, because just the way the payment flow works.
Sure. So are you
taking cards and SBB Bank?
Okay. So, so are you taking in net rates and then marking them up, or is like, how is this working with the property manager?
Yeah, for the non-members, there is that 10% markup.
Okay.
So we're asking property managers for their best pricing because, that's what's going to benefit them the most is their members they're able to give the members the good pricing, and we're not marking it up for them. So they get all the funds then. So hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, we want to keep it so that our pricing or their pricing on our platform is the same as direct booking. And that's why the membership is so huge that we'll be able to do that for people. And we're not charging the host or PMs either. So, and it's going to the guests. So when they go to checkout, the guests will see how much average savings they're going to save by booking on our site anyways, because it's only 10%. They're also going to have a membership option and see how much the membership option will save them on that booking or on all future bookings for the year.
Okay. Interesting.
It also has a few other bullet points besides just the discount that we'll roll out at another episode when we really roll everything out.
Gotta have another mystery guest.
Some element of surprise.
Yeah, who's coming next? I love it. No, I think one of the things that also is interesting about your model is the event side of it. And Craig, obviously you're very active within, you go to all sorts of concerts and sporting events and things like that. So obviously this makes sense for why you developed a product around vacation rentals that caters to it. But I don't think that anybody really has done that well yet. Tell us about that, the side of the technology. I mean, how are you bringing in those events, and can guests book together the property and the event at the same time? Like if I wanted to go to Charlotte and stay in one of your beautiful properties and go to Panthers game, is that all now in one entity?
So when you go to check out, so right now it's like Uber. It's going to be we've put it out. So Uber it says Uber or rides or delivery on the top. So you're going to click on either or, and it's going to be on that site. You won't be able to group them together yet. That's being built right now, but you'll still stay on our platform. You can book the tickets and then bounce back, and then there'll be a direct flow where your membership, if you have a membership, it'll plug right into it. So their discount will be there, but it's two separate bookings as of right now. But we are building it out to be a one booking in a group so that they can do it together. And our future, I know one of our people don't like me to talk about the future, but our goal for the future is where we can have the map show the places that are available and the events around the place together too. So it's neat for that aspect. And that was Stephanie's idea, by the way.
Love it.
So that it's two different, but it's on the same. You're not going to be able to group together yet, but that is being that's what we're working on. So it'll be bundles and stuff like that for more discounts for members and things like that. But they'll be able to get the discounts on both the tickets and the stay. It'll just be two separate checkouts for the time being.
Will your site be able to handle Taylor Swift traffic? That is the question.
We're coming in at a really good time. The government is going after like Ticketmaster and all that stuff because of that.
Yeah.
So I think rolling it out this summer, it's going to be pretty unique and keen for us to because they're price gouging for the service fees. So we're not going to have any service fees or very little service fees for a member. We're already less expensive than Ticketmaster, StubHub, Vivid Seats, and Alex asked where we're getting our inventory. So we've connected with the largest broker company in the country that has basically every single broker. Ticket broker puts their tickets through this company, which we get them direct, and then they spread them out through Vivid Seats, all that, and then Vivid Seats and StubHub, they charge that extra 15 to 30% on the ticket, where we're not going to be charging that.
Awesome. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So from a marketing standpoint, what do you have in mind? How are you going to get this message out to consumers to start knowing that they go to Got2Go when they want to pair vacation rental accommodations with event-based activities?
We're going to give it all away for free for a while.
No. Well, okay. Let us know when.
Okay.
I like the math.
Yeah, we have some awesome marketing stuff that our team doesn't like to roll stuff out until it's actually in play. But we do have a really awesome marketing campaign set up, and we asked Jared if he wanted to talk about it yet. So he said, not right now, just stick to the basics because we don't want to give up our secrets. So we have some secrets that we're going to do, but we are going to be really unique in the industry and creative. Like I said, I have 5 properties. I actually just got a 6th one down here in Florida, all rooftop stuff. So we're going to be giving away trips every month to people that book. They're going to get like an entry every time they book anything. We're going to give away tickets, like packages. We're going to be really unique in giving a lot away in the beginning and use that in our marketing strategies, around concerts and events and sporting events. So it's going to be super exciting. We'll definitely be way out of the box compared to anybody else. You'll see that coming. I
would not expect anything less from you, Craig. We know it's going to be fun and interesting and exciting no matter what.
Yeah. I think it's a model that you're definitely going to have to rely on guests who use the platform to also share that they've booked with you and how good the experience was, and sharing that with their friends and family, right? Because that's the biggest recommendation that anybody can have. And that's where we go and we want to know, a different place to go or where we should buy something. So I think the viral effect of that, and because what you're doing is different than any of the other OTAs that are out there, I think there's a lot of value in just leveraging those guests, those early guests. And honestly, giving away things early on is probably a great strategy, especially since you have properties that you can put them in. So
yeah,
makes sense.
We're definitely going to hit hard on referrals and retargeting for that, and also affiliates. So we're going to be really unique in paying them back and giving discounts and stuff like that. So we're going to make it marketable to where people really want to show it to their friends and, family and stuff like that. So it's the only way to go viral.
I think one of the things go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
One of the things you started in the beginning was I think you were like more urban. You were working on very specific destinations that you were going to be working with, more like Miami's, things where you actually had inventory and you knew the footprint. Are you going to be doing focusing on the urban centers first, or are you getting into the traditional vacation rental markets like Myrtle Beach, Panama City Beach, Gulf Shores, that type of thing?
We're doing a lot of market analysis right now. So it's going to go in both. We're going at every angle. And I'm trying not to give up too much of what Jared didn't want me to give it up. So, but no, we're going to do both. We're obviously starting in the United States before we go global. And so we're going to master that market. And then, and before we, step overseas. So it's, we got to figure out how to master it and, get the events and get the people booking both spots through us, their tickets and their stays. And, it's going to be fun and challenging, but we're going to master that. And then we're going to do, broad-based marketing as well. It's not just going to be for tickets and events. We're going to target, obviously there's a lot of vacation rentals in areas that don't have concerts and events.
Right.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the journey. We love to share the stories of the highs and the lows. And I know you guys have been through all of them so far, but when you first started and you came on episode 3, at that point, you guys were very new into this. And I think an interesting part of this whole journey has been that you have your development team in Australia, which I think you're the only ones that I know in this space that have an Australian development team. And actually, Annie and I got to meet Jared and Johnny, and we were in Chicago last year and spent some time with them. And just, I guess, tell us a little bit about what that journey has been like, and maybe some things that have happened, or one thing that's happened that has just been a big surprise or a challenge for managing a tech team across the world when you admittedly don't have a tech background, right?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I always tell people when my son was 4, I started giving him my phone and say, "Can you fix this?" So that's how technically challenged I am. I'm a huge person of building relationships, and I've known Stephanie for almost 6 years now, and I met her in Charlotte for I was looking for an accounting team when I opened another office in Charlotte and met Stephanie, and we built a relationship. And that she was able to come work with us here. Obviously, it's my cousin Russ. My other cousins in the other room, and I'm all about relationships. And I think and I hope that's most likely why Jim really probably came aboard, is because he was awesome to us, and we just really loved Jim. And when he told us he was parting ways, I said, we love us some Jim. That was my first comment to him. So I'm all about relationships, family, and you girls have helped us out so much. Ridiculous amount. We talk about you girls all the time. You've bent over backwards to help us, and we super appreciate it. But it's because of our relationships, and that's what we're trying to build, a really big, great family. And that's how I met Jared. Met through somebody, another person that I had a great relationship with. And he introduced us, and then we hit it off, and then he brought in Johnny, and then, they brought in some of their teams they worked with before. And we're real big family and relationships. And that's, what it's all about at the end of the day. And I love giving back to people that, bust their butt with me. And, we want to get back to the vacation rental community the same way. And, that's kind of that's our journey. And this isn't just about a business to make money. It's about doing something that we love and being around people we love to be with. And that's what's going to make the difference on our company.
Well, vacation rentals is the right place to be for relationships. Our whole community is about relationships. Cool. Yeah. So I've known Jim for a very long time.
And, many years.
But, and again, our relationship, we've never we did work sort of together, different companies, but we've known each other. And I think it's just no matter where you go, we're a small, very tight knit group. So I think you found your people. And so welcome to our family.
we appreciate it. You got everybody open arms. It's been awesome. It's a really neat culture. Definitely, we had no clue of how neat it is going to all the events that we went to. It's definitely been awesome.
Yeah, it's eye-opening, right? I mean, just seeing one, the technology, but two, really, like Annie just said, I mean, the close-knit atmosphere of this industry. That it's a big industry, but it's still small at the same time. And gosh, I mean, I remember we met Jim back in Vegas. I think that was at ResFest maybe. And that's actually, we talked about working with them. And actually, no, I met you before that. You came to our office.
I did. I remember. That was 2014 or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You were in town for OPMA, which that's actually the
that's so long ago.
Annie and I met at later, many years later in Miami. But yeah, it's a small world. And I think it's cool to see or alliances like this form with somebody who is an industry legend and veteran, with you guys who you're quickly, gaining up those ranks, but have such a great story to tell. And I think you're scrappy, but you're creative, and you're certainly dedicated, not giving up. I mean, you could have very easily probably thrown in the towel several times to this point, because being an OTA is not easy. I mean, there's a lot of battles that you're constantly fighting. And Jim, for you've been on the channel management side for most of your career. But I mean, is this weird for you to be as an OTA? I feel like it's not a different hat, but it is at the same time. It's a different spin on it.
It's a while since I've been on the distribution side. And I don't want to say how far back in the industry I go, but I've been on the tour wholesaler side, charter operator side. I've been on the distribution side, particularly in the ski industry in a few areas. So I'm actually extremely excited to be putting that hat back on. Life kind of goes through journeys, and at this point in my life, one things that I'm really passionate about and critical is what I call that fire in the belly. You have to be excited about what you're doing. You have to think in the morning, hey, I can hardly wait to get back to this or to work with these people. And, Craig, Russ, Stephanie, the team, and everybody I've worked with there, they're on that journey. And I think they're at a super fun and exciting time. So, I'm excited to get back on the distribution side, go down that path and hardly wait. Officially, I start a week from Monday, by the way. So.
Oh, you haven't started yet?
Oh, you haven't even started? And you got a
Oh, wow. That's extremely breaking news.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean
literally the first period.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, we're going to continue to check in on you guys. And this has been great. Now we're just a little bit over a year since we last had you on the show, but where are we going to see you this year? What events is Got2Go going to, and will you be set up as with a booth? I'm sure probably a great booth.
We haven't mapped that out yet because we want to have everything that we want, and obviously bringing Jim aboard. As we're going to go through that once he gets here and where we're going to do that. So we're waiting on him to fly in from Mexico on next Sunday. We'll be hitting that part up. But you'll see us.
TBD. Yeah. Okay. I can't imagine y'all won't be there, but well, in the meantime, if anybody wants to reach out to you guys, what's the best way to get in touch? I know they can go to got2go.com, but let's just give maybe one contact for one of you for the people to reach out to.
Yeah. Well, we have a 844 number, 844-I-GOT2Go. 844-I-GOT to the number 2 go. And that goes into our customer service, and we'll get that information. But I mean, they can get a hold of us. People know how to get a hold of us. We're heavily into VRMA. We're part of the advocacy piece. Craig, when we first had that opportunity to contribute to VRMA, he stood up quickly, one of the first to say, you know what, that's huge. That's a very important part of our business. Rules and regulations across the country and all the different political subdivisions. There's so many fights there. We need to help do that. He was wise enough to see that. I've got a government background as well. So they know us. People know us. They know how to get a hold of us.
Craig.Musumeci@Got2Go.com.
If you could spell that.
I can't even spell it.
How about we just go with Jim at mystery guest at Got2Go.com.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, there's partnerships at Got2Go.com as well.
There we go. That's a lot easier to understand. We appreciate you guys, and we're excited to continue tracking your success. We will see you soon. For anybody that wants to get in touch with Annie and I, you can go to alexandanniepodcast.com. And until next time, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you so much, ladies. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thanks, everybody. See you next week, buddy.